All right, we ready to move on? Let's go to the real meat of the program. Pore filling. Were there any other questions on coloring? It's a huge field. I recently did a 3-hour program for another guild just on coloring wood. And let me tell you, it's a huge field. How do I get a smooth finish over swirling grain? And the simple answer to that is you fill the pores. You use pore filler because swirling grain has open pores, and that's your problem. And that leads us to the next question. Is there a quick, easy, permanent way to fill pores? As a matter of fact, there are many, many ways to fill pores. And I'm going to introduce you to only two, both of which are quick, easy, and permanent. By permanent, it means they bond well with the wood and they form an inert material that does not shrink or swell. That's important because you don't want it moving underneath the finish. All right, so what two things am I going to show you? I'm going to show you an opaque pore filler and a clear pore filler. With opaque pore fillers, you have to choose a color. So you can choose a color that matches the background wood and makes it even more uniform, or you can choose a color that's either lighter or darker to highlight the pores and make them look different. That's up to you, but you're working with an opaque pore filler. So what is the best, easiest opaque pore filler you can use? Right now, there's two of them on the market, and they're exactly the same, and they are called GoodFilla and Timbermate. They're both the same. The advantage to these is that these are gypsum-based pore fillers. There is no binder in them. There's no binder. This is important. The only thing in here with the gypsum is water. So they dry very quickly. They dry at the speed of water. Secondly, you don't have to worry about compatibility issues because there's nothing left except stone. You see, so these are compatible under any finish. That's not true of pore fillers that have a binder in them. In some cases, you have to worry about, is the binder compatible with my next coats? So this is what I prefer to use. Like I said, they're both the same. GoodFilla also offers it in a powdered form, or you can get it in what looks like a putty, and you add water and you mix it to whatever viscosity you like to work with. Me personally, I like to work with something about the consistency of heavy cream. So that's the way I mix it. Now, how's this stuff work? Let me show you. Really simple.
Tell me when I want
to. Yeah, I may stand up for this. Roof is leaking. Let's get some. I'm going to put some gloves on real quick, and I think I'm going to stand for this.
All right.
I may be the only one who can stand for this.
You want to turn this down onto the wood?
Yes, please.
You tell me when.
Whenever you're ready.
No, how far?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's pretty good right there.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Okay, this stuff's really easy to use. You just get it to a nice workable consistency, and then you take a piece of Scotch-Brite. This is white Scotch-Brite, and you literally just scrub it in. Scrub it into the pores. Okay, get it in, and then take yourself a credit card. Is the best use of a credit card because you never get a bill. And all you have to do, can you see what I'm doing here? I'm going to squeegee off the excess. Squeegee off the excess, and I'm straddling the direction of the grain, so it scrapes it without pulling it out. Okay, then I'm going to let that dry. It'll only take a few hours. I usually let it dry overnight, and it'll look like this. And then all you have to do is very quickly sand that surface. And get the excess off. You see how quick that was? Very fast, very light. You can do it by hand. You can do it by machine. And you now have filled pores. Okay? It's as simple as that and as quick as that. It's very easy. And this stuff is completely inert. Now, here's the thing. If this stuff dries in the container, all you have to do is add water back to it. And it's fine. Tip me up a little bit. Just a little. That's fine right there. And you can reconstitute it. Well, that means too that you could also take the pore filler back off the wood by scrubbing it with a stiff bristle brush and some water. But what happens is that once you put the first coat of finish on, it seals it and it's there forever. Because there's nothing in here that can move, all the ingredients in here except for the water are inert stone. So once the water goes off, this stuff is not going to shrink and it's not going to move. It's permanent and it's compatible with everything. So I really like this stuff. It's good material to use. And again, easily available. You can get either GoodFilla or Timbermate pretty much all over. Let's get rid of this and put it over here. Okay, let's create a second problem. This is a piece of inlay, and it's an open pore wood inlaid into another open pore wood. Well, if we use a light pore filler to match this, it'll put light grain lines in the dark wood. If we use a dark opaque pore filler, it'll put dark lines in this. So this is a case where we want to use a clear pore filler. What is the best, fastest, most stable pore filler? It's going to be a little bit unusual, may not be what you expect. It's this stuff. This is called GluBoost Fill and Finish. Now, what is fill and finish? It is a cyanoacrylate, but it does not behave like the cyanoacrylates that you're used to. There are two things about it that are very different. Number one, it pretty much doesn't kick over by itself. In other words, you can put it on, manipulate it as long as you want, get it nice and smooth, and then it doesn't kick until you spray it with the activator, and then it kicks immediately. Within 2 seconds, it's nice and hard and cured. That's the first thing about it. The second thing is that it is formulated to be a finish. Well, what do I mean by that? Wood finishes have to be able to move because wood moves throughout its entire life. So when we formulate finishes, we take that into account. In fact, exterior finishes are formulated to be much more flexible than interior ones because wood outdoors tends to move more, moves with moisture changes. But there has to be some flexibility. So this is formulated to be just like wood finish. It'll move with wood, it'll bond to the wood. The activator is made so that it won't bubble or turn white or bloom, stays clear. So I'm going to show you how to use this to fill pores, but you can also use it as a finish. I mean, people use it a lot on turnings, pens, things like that, but you can use it as a pore filler. And I'm going to show you how. It's very quick and easy. Once again, we're going to get our credit card. And I'm just going to, let's see, can you see what I'm doing here? That's good.
Lower it.
Lower it a little bit. Let's really focus in on this. That's good right there. Okay. Are you ready? All I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bead of this right across here. One bead, that's it. I'll take my time and I'm going to get it up to there. And then I'm going to take it and I'm just going to squeegee it down across the wood. Until it's nice and smooth. If you don't get enough, you can always add a little bit more. I actually had enough, but I'm just showing that you can do it. And you have plenty of working time. You get it just the way you want it. And as soon as it's the way you want it, you kick it over. And I'm going to show you how long it takes to do that. And that's it. That's all it takes. So in another few seconds, this will be hard and cure. And if you want, you can then, I have another one I did before. You can sand it. And then this is the thick version. There's also a thin version. You can go over it with some of the thin and use it like a sealer. And all I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to take a little rag. I'm just going to rub it in. That's all. So it's already filled, but I just want to make sure any place that I sanded through the wood, I now have a little bit of finish on there. Now, because this stuff forms an inert plastic, after this, you can finish it with whatever you want. And that's it, and we're done. So that's clear pour finishing. Let's move back up to me. Good, right there. So now you have opaque pour finishing and clear pour finishing. You have a quick, simple way of doing each one, and you can decide which one you want to use depending on the look you're going for. Does that help? I hope so. Anything else about pour filling, or are we good? And as you can see, it's fast, it's simple, there's very little work involved in that.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Will it cling to a vertical surface?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to try it?
No, that's fine. I just wanted to ask you. I told them to.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.